interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Karina ready in her chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Yes, welcome to another episode of the ThinkSoJoE Show. It is Wednesday, it is 6-ish. It's 6:01 right now.
All right, so the intro takes a minute.
Almost a minute, yeah.
That's cool.
A little shorter than a minute.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah.
So, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. If you guys see me staring off in that direction, that's where the Sabres game will be after 7:30. So
Yeah, it's not on yet.
No, it starts at 7:30. But it's over there, so if you see me looking over there, that's where I'm looking.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is okay. So tell me, how are the Sabres doing?
Oh God, do we have to?
we should talk about it a little bit.
So they are currently tied for the record of most consecutive losses in NHL history with 18. They were up 3-0 going into the third period against Philadelphia the other night and lost in overtime. And as soon as that third goal went in, I yelled, "Damn it!" at the top of my lungs.
I heard you.
And then as soon as Philly scored in overtime, I just went boom, and I'm just like, that's gonna suck when I stand up later. So punched myself like right. Anyway.
Jasmine, you're a fool.
Anyway.
And I love you.
And this seems to be a little hotter than usual. We'll just turn it down ever so slightly. There we go. That's right there is probably good. Yeah, check.
Check.
Anyway. Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah. So we have some pretty cool music today.
We do.
Including, you have the list.
I do have the list. So I was playing my Twitch stream. I do a Twitch gaming stream. If anybody didn't know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, usually.
Yes.
Occasionally I'll skip or switch or whatever. But I've been playing, up until last night, I was playing Retromania Wrestling, which is a brand new, it's a month old now. So I guess I can't say it's brand new, but it just came out on Switch yesterday. It came out on Xbox last Tuesday. It's the last Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday I played.
Yes.
And Saturday, while I'm playing, I'm sitting there and I get to I'm in the closing credits for like the 6th or 7th or 8th time. And who reads closing credits, right?
I wouldn't know.
But I just happened to catch, it said, music by Danimal Cannon.
Oh, shit.
And I said, hey, wait a second. That dude's local. I've been to shows that he's performed at. We used to have a show called Think Metal.
Right.
As much as I deny the existence of that show, we used to have a show called Think Metal. And on that show, I used to play a band called Arm Cannon.
I remember Arm Cannon.
And Danimal Cannon is actually a part of Arm Cannon.
No shit, I didn't realize this.
So this is, it's, I think this might be the first time we're actually playing Danimal Cannon on this show. But I did go to a show he played a few years ago. It was the Long Cold Dark 10th anniversary show at the Rockin' Buffalo Saloon. And I got there late and I missed him.
Oh.
But as soon as I saw his name in the closing credits, I'm like, holy shit, Danimal Cannon did these?
Yeah, that's awesome, huh?
And what's crazy is I saw the video of the guy making the music and didn't think it didn't register until I saw his name in the credits. I'm like, wait a second, Danimal Cannon? Like,
I'm sorry, I moved you. I'm sorry.
Yes, you did. Anyway.
I can't find a comfortable way to sit, and I wore boots for the second consecutive day to try and make myself sit like a grown-up.
And it failed miserably.
Yeah, so pardon me.
She had her leg up on the arm of my chair, and it's like I could feel the chair move ever so slightly, and that's just like what happens when you put your arm on the leg of a gaming chair. So like, it's like, maybe don't sit like that, you know? Anyway.
Well, I'm sitting like this for now. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see, guys.
Anyway.
Girls and
Yeah.
bees.
So anyway, we're also playing music from Grub.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some information about them. They had an issue with the weather, so we're gonna try and help them out a little.
Their home studio, their practice space, which they lovingly call the Grubbery.
That's cute.
It flooded, and
That sucks.
you know, they managed to save all the recording equipment and everything, but amps, pedals, just anything that was on the floor is gone.
That's awful.
And we want to tell you that if you want to donate to Grub to help them with the costs of replacing their amps and whatever other equipment happened to get wiped out in the flood, you can Venmo or PayPal them at Grub with 5 B's. GRUBBBBB.
Okay.
Okay. And also, I'm going to do you one better. If you donate to the show today,
Yeah.
just during the 2 hours we're on, if you donate to the show, which is tips.thinksojoe.com,
Yes.
or if you buy merch today,
Oh.
merch.thinksojoe.com, the entire donation and whatever money we would make off the merch today,
Yeah.
I'm going to send over to Grub.
Awesome.
If anybody,
So-
if on the off chance somebody wants to donate and help out.
Yeah, well, that's
So-
awesome.
So
Well, good luck, guys. We hope we can give you a hand.
and we'll mention this again later on when
Yeah.
there's hopefully more people watching, and we can maybe hopefully get them some help.
Yeah, you know.
Or again, you can donate directly to them. Venmo, PayPal. It's Grub with 5 B's. at the end.
Grub.
Yes.
Grub.
We're also going to be playing music from Evening Slumber today.
Yeah, the EP is out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things.
It's in circulation on our, like, if you tell our home device to play music, it shuffles like things I've thumbs up. And Evening Slumber is on there because, damn, that shit is good.
I was in the kitchen the other day with you, and you told our smart device to play Evening Slumber, and it played something that was completely not what you asked it to play.
It doesn't catch on right away. You might have to try a couple times.
It takes a while for the locals to get on.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I went to go ask for the new Lil Nas X, how do you say it? Lil Nas?
I don't know how you say it.
Lil Nas X. I'm sure if I go to ask it to play his new song,
Yeah.
it'll come up. Maybe if I ask it to play the video on the TV here, we'll see him giving Satan a lap dance.
I haven't checked this out yet.
I
Have
haven't
you?
either.
Oh man, maybe we should do a reaction.
I haven't, but I've been following his tweets about it because people are mad.
I guess I would have to see the video to see why people are so mad, and I would need a little bit of backstory to see why people were so mad.
People are so one of the things I saw was somebody like tweeted him and they said, "Oh, well, you know, Old Town Road was like the kids' anthem, and now you're putting this, so they all followed you and everything, and now this is what you're putting on your channel." Like, it ain't up to Lil Nas X to stop your kids from seeing what he puts on his channel.
Right.
Like, he's an artist. He's going to. I didn't even know what the controversy was when I first saw this. Hey, there's Leland. Leland liked to stream. He's
Hi,
watching on
Leland.
Facebook. I didn't even know what the controversy was when this first started. I thought, like, you know, he had a new song, and the new song was like about, you know, stuff that wasn't about riding horses to the old Town Road or whatever the fuck that song's about.
Have you heard that song?
Old Town Road? Yes.
I have not.
Okay. Well,
I am old, apparently.
So I've heard it. You can't. You can't escape it. Well, you can.
I
'cause you
can't. I don't go anywhere.
or watch anything. Well,
don't.
while you're awake. But I mean, because that song was all over commercials and TV and everything. Just that song was everywhere. You couldn't escape it. I've at least heard it once in full in my entire life.
Okay.
But anyway, so you know, I put out there, like, if you're expecting this guy to sing about the same damn thing every single song,
Right.
That's on you that you didn't check to see what your kids were listening to.
Right.
And then I found out more, and I found out he put out this video where he's giving Satan a lap dance, or apparently. He put out these shoes that Nike is now suing him over.
Oh, geez.
Because they are Nikes that somebody customized. They put, there's like a drop of human blood in the soles.
Oh, my God.
And they're like the Air Satans or something like that. And they made 666 pairs of them and sold them for, I think it was like 1,048, which was like a reference to like Leviticus 10:48 or something along those lines. And but like, yeah, people are mad about this, and it's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, your first time dealing with an artist who's satanic.
Right. Haven't we been through all this? Like,
Yeah. Hey.
Hi, Mom. Mom's here.
She says, "Where are you?
Where are we, Mom?
Where are we?
Where, Mom? What do you mean?
Where are we? I don't know. Are we not here? I'm pretty sure we're here.
I don't know. Mom's fucking with us like Laura.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let's. Where are we?
Where indeed?
ThinkSoJoE show.
Oh, what?
They changed. No, we didn't.
No, not really.
Not this. Not in the last.
Mom said she can't see us. I don't know what you're doing with your phone, Mom.
No, we didn't. There we are. I can see us. I can see us. We're there.
I don't know, Mom.
How do I get out of this now? There we go.
Is Allison home? Can she help you, Mom?
Yeah, I don't know why you can't see us, but I can. We're here.
Yes,
we're definitely here.
Yes, we are.
Anyway, so
yeah. What else we got?
We've got Starjuice.
Yeah, and we wanted to talk about Starjuice just because we want to talk about like that circle of friends that just lost Fagel Mike, and they're having what's going on today.
Well, I believe there's a GoFundMe, is there not? For
there is a GoFundMe for his funeral,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also an event today, and it started at 4. I don't know if it's still going on or not.
Mm-hmm.
Justice for Mikey Frears. I don't know if you want to pull it up. I think it was at the holding center, or it was about the holding center because, from what I understood, he passed away at the holding center.
Okay.
And this has been happening a lot. Right. That's not acceptable. That's not an acceptable way for our prisoners to be treated or taken care of, you know. Just because you do something wrong doesn't mean you deserve to die.
No. I was trying, like, the night he died, I was trying to find out what happened, and I didn't find anything out, so that's...
Yeah. I mean, it's probably pretty hard for everybody to talk about, but...
I would imagine so. I mean, I didn't know the guy well. He always, to me, just kind of seemed like the opposite of me, you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Like, I
do get that.
I get that, you know, I have a lot of friends who were friends with him.
Right.
And who, you know, and my heart goes out to everybody who lost somebody this past week.
I mean, there's been quite a bit of loss.
Because he died, I think last Wednesday, right?
I believe it was Wednesday morning.
And then somebody else that I didn't know, I don't know who this guy was. Somebody told me who you know, oh, it was this guy. And I'm like, I don't know that guy. But I mean, like, my heart goes out to all you who lost somebody this week. And
it's never easy. And, you know, mental states of people right now anyways, everybody's fragile. This pandemic has not been easy on anybody. You know, we need to be there to support each other, you know, whether it be addiction problems, whether it be, you know, mental health problems, otherwise, you know, suicidal tendencies. I'm not talking about Pepsi. You know, if it's you or if it's somebody that you know that's struggling, you know, there is actually help out there. Without calling the cops, there is help. As far as dealing with the cops, I have no advice for that. I've never known how to do that right.
No, and you know, I didn't know Mike personally, but you know,
he was always there though.
I'd see him everywhere. We saw him at I know he was at Warped Tour when we did the Warped Tour deal, and he was you know, I would see him at Tudor Lounge all the time at punk shows. And so I mean, it's going to be...
He always seemed like he was having a really good time.
Absolutely.
Supporting everybody.
Tavish Maloney was the other person who died. He was the guitarist for Oso Oso. He and Mike had a lot of friends in common. Thanks, Monica. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Monica.
Yeah, I didn't know him. I'm not familiar with his band, but my heart does go out to everybody who lost
Absolutely.
a friend. And the same with Mike. I didn't know him personally. I never really spoke to him. He didn't seem like the kind of person I would gel with, but I understand that a lot of you love that dude.
Yeah, it shows.
And it's really, it's hard to see you guys have to deal with a loss, especially a lot of you guys are a lot younger than we are.
It seems like when you're that age, you
shouldn't have to deal with that.
You should be living life to the fullest at that age.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing you can say to make it better, but be there for each other, guys.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's cool to see everybody kind of come together and try to do, what they can to help out. I know Mike's mom is looking for help with the funeral costs and all that. So that's, if you want to, if you can't find it, shoot us a message. We'll find it for you.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for you.
We're here to help however we can. I know we already said we're donating everything to Grub.
Right.
If we get any donations or anything this week for their gear or whatever.
Yep.
But if you donate to the show and you want to say, hey, give this to Mike's funeral instead, just leave us a note, tell us.
Yeah, or if you want the direct links, we'll inbox us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for him, not for me. Don't even bother. Email, I don't know, however you know how to get in touch with us, do it, and we'll get you the information that you need so that you can either help Grub, you can help Fagel Mike and his family to, remember him properly. Or if, I don't know. I don't know if anything, I don't know what happened to Tavish. Is it Tavish or Travish? I can't see.
Tavish.
That's a really cool name. I don't know what happened to him, but if, there's stuff going on. Do you know what happened to him?
No, I don't. I'm just hearing like a noise behind you when you talk. It's like a plane going overhead or something, probably.
Well, moving on to things that don't make me cry.
Yeah, no, I don't know what that noise is. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I can definitely hear it in my headphones whenever we're talking. The noise gate gets it otherwise.
I cannot hear it. But
it feels like every time, like the only time anybody ever tries to do anything in this neighborhood is Wednesdays at 6:00.
It does seem that way. There was some hammering?
There was somebody who was hammering
at like 5:45.
And we're kind of sitting here like they do know we do this podcast. We know they know we do this.
They do know.
Like so. Like, it's like, oh, hey, it's Wednesday. They're about to do the podcast. Let's make as much noise as possible.
Yeah, totally.
Luckily, like I said, the noise gate's going to take it out in between when we're talking. But when you're talking, you can hear it behind you.
Oh.
See?
No.
It's there.
Oh.
Anyway.
Well, now I don't want to talk because you can hear it.
But you have to talk because that's
what
I
have to?
Yes, it is. That's what a podcast is.
Usually.
I was hanging out last night on Twitch. I was playing Super Mario 35. It was
Oh, yeah.
Today is, the internet calls today the day Mario dies. And that's because Nintendo is taking away, you can no longer after tonight buy Super Mario Brothers 3D All-Stars, which was the first game I ever bought for Switch. So I'm good on that one. And you can no longer play Super Mario Brothers 35 after tonight.
That's a shame. And
it seems like the server's probably going to get shut down around 3 a.m. local time, which would be midnight Pacific.
Okay.
So if you're a Switch owner, you haven't played that game, and it sounds like fun, where you're just playing Super Mario Brothers against 34 other people, yeah, go ahead.
That does sound pretty fun, though.
Go ahead and check that out. Like I will forgive you for putting us on in the background and playing your Switch. And playing that game because it's a really fun game. But I wanted to. It was the game that got me into streaming games, and thus got me into upgrading all my shit to look like this. and so like I had to say goodbye. I wanted, if it weren't for that game going away, it would have been like straight wrestling content for the month, like starting with Retromania coming out last month or last week rather. But I was like, you know what? I got to say goodbye to Super Mario 35. So I did a proper send off. I played for I think like 2.5 hours. I had a bunch of people jump in the chat and hang out, and we were kind of bonding over this game that we're no longer going to be able to play.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah, it's such a fun game.
I mean,
everybody.
I'm not going to miss this game.
No, you're not going to miss waking up in the morning and hearing through my door, do 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 do.
Actually, I might miss that a little.
Yeah, because now I'll just be playing hockey.
Yeah.
2:30 in the morning.
What a shame. And you get really fired up when you play hockey. Excuse me. Oh, you know what I just burped up was Mighty Taco.
Oh, great.
It's just as good the second time. Don't you guys think so?
I miss ETS. I want to get my vaccine so I could start going to ETS again.
We're eligible now.
We are eligible now, yes. We're eligible, but
the closest we can get it
right now is Syracuse.
Yesterday it was Rochester.
Yesterday was Rochester. Now it's Syracuse. My understanding is if you refresh the page, you can see as they open up. So it's possible that if we keep refreshing the page all day, we could get in Buffalo or Niagara Falls.
Yeah, we have other things to do. Hey, it's Caleb. What's up, Caleb?
Yes, welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
So I had a great stream last night. Lots of people dropped in to, pay their last respects to Mario before he goes away today. And finished on a high note. I finished in first place. I think we figured out
pretty cool.
Figured out during the stream that I've done that 80-something times. Finished in first place. And I posted on Twitter like, I finished out on a high note. And I finished with a first place win. And Scott Leffler goes, man, I've never finished higher than second place. Scott's getting into Animal Crossing now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he's on Twitter all the time like, hey, guys, what's this for?
That game just seems so silly.
He's got his first vaccination scheduled for April 28th.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
20 minutes away. You should find someone else that has like a similar time appointment and make a little road trip, just a nice little road trip.
I wouldn't mind going to Niagara Falls for mine if I had to. I would prefer to stay in Buffalo.
Well, because we don't drive, that limits us.
Well, yeah, and that's true. I mean, I think, my whole outlook is like, I'm getting a fucking vaccine. I can take the bus.
But you can't get sick before the vaccine.
This is true. I'm just looking and hoping, I've been checking every day, hoping something opens up so I could go get this vaccine. And I want to go to one of these 4 Sabres games, even though they suck.
You're just going to be upset with yourself if you go.
Yeah, they're not letting them carpool.
Oh.
Probably.
Well, that's kind of it makes sense, but also that's fucking lame because some people have to, here we have to drive to Syracuse, which is 4 hours away, 5 hours away. I don't want to do that by myself. And I mean, we can't. Someone's got to drive us.
Funny enough, one of my closest friends who lives in Syracuse has already gotten his vaccine, so he's all set on that.
Good for him.
Yeah. He works with the public, so.
Oh.
So he was eligible way before we were.
Yeah.
You know what else you're eligible to do in New York State?
Oh, I do.
As of today, New York State is the 15th state to declare recreational marijuana legal. Recreational use of marijuana, I should say. So, yeah, congratulations. We finally fucking did it.
So does that mean that I'm not breaking any laws anymore? I guess I have to find out. I have to find a way to still say fuck the man. Still break a law doing what I'm doing.
So I'm not sure what the rules are as far as being able to buy and sell.
Right.
But you are no longer breaking the law by actually doing the act of smoking the marijuana.
The marijuana.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how much we can actually talk about this on Twitch. because
Really? Oh, is it a family-friendly
no,
platform?
no. I just don't know. Like, you know, I mean, I'm sure they have some. I think they have like some kind of language. I think it's about drug use. I don't think you can actually like
I'm
smoke
sure.
weed on the show. But
I'm sure that's what it is.
But I'm sure
because
we're
we're just talking about legislation.
But yeah, it is. It is now legal to use in New York State. So
That's a huge step.
and honestly, like it's a long time coming. It should have happened a long time ago. I don't know why it's not been decriminalized across the United States.
Well, decriminalized and legalized are different.
Legalized anyway. Right. No, I know. I was correcting myself.
Yes.
But I don't know why it's not legal across the United States because it is no worse than fucking alcohol. It's better than alcohol.
I think so too.
But no, you know, good on New York State for actually, you know, doing something for once. You can't encourage it. Oh, you can't encourage it on Twitch, but you can smoke? Okay. I didn't. Sure.
Interesting.
That's an interesting. Well, we're not encouraging anything. We're just telling you that if it is something that you partake in, you can do so in New York State legally now as an adult.
Okay. I wonder what I have to do a lot of research. There's a lot of people sharing articles, and I scroll past them. I don't know why.
Alcohol is literally poison. He's correct.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it is.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to do anything that is currently legal for adults to do in New York State,
Yes.
it would be the smoking one. And we can talk about it all we want. Okay. Anyway, it would be. I would smoke weed over drinking any day.
I totally would too, and do.
I've never, you know, passed out and threw up everywhere from drinking, or not from drinking, from smoking.
Right.
I've definitely passed out and threw up everywhere from drinking.
Me too. Oh my goodness. So there was. Well, how many minutes do we have? 3 minutes. Okay.
No, you got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Right.
So my sister and I went to a party when we were college age. I think she had already finished college. I don't know. And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to mix, like, drink a gin drink and then drink tequila. And before 10 o'clock, I was busting my mom's door down and belly flopping right in front of her door. And I was like, Mom, I'm drunk.
All I could think of during that story was you drink a whiskey drink, you drink a vodka drink, you drank a cider drink, you drank a lager drink.
Yeah, no, I had a gin drink and a tequila drink, and let me tell you, don't do that.
Now, if you got knocked down, would you have gotten back up again?
Well, I did get knocked down. Gravity brought me down with the door.
Did you get up again?
I did.
Okay.
It took me a minute.
Totally tub thumping. Anyway.
Oh, you should have seen me in my heyday, babe.
I don't know. Me and alcohol were never friends.
We were frenemies.
But me and weed, we got along pretty well.
You got along?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to have grown out of it.
I don't want. I don't want to do it. Like if I were to do it, it would be after work.
Yeah.
And I work until like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm coming to bed. So it's like
maybe you would fall asleep before 6 then.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. If you want to wake me up and smoke a bowl before you go to bed, just let me know.
But I mean, like me going into the booth trying to work under the influence of marijuana just doesn't work.
I could imagine that.
Doesn't work, man. Trying to read things, and it's just like, huh? What's that saying?
Then you hear nothing because you're in the soundproof. The nothing is so loud.
It's not soundproof. It's
sound resistant.
It's acoustically treated. There's a huge difference.
Well,
anyway,
I know it's not soundproof because I hear you in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I gotta do those really excited ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the dude that does the Prince tribute shows. They just start off like Washington, D.C. and Maryland, or Baltimore, D.C. and Maryland. No, what the fuck is it? It's something around those areas there. Baltimore's in Maryland and Washington is D.C. So what the fuck is the other one? I don't know. Anyway, but I just have to like get all excited, like you know.
Yeah, I do know, and it causes me to have really funny dreams.
Like, like, you're invited to the world famous Purple Party or whatever the, Prince tribute show.
I mean, that sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. Like, I'm just always like, anytime I do one of those, I'm just like, man, I really want to go to the show.
Yeah.
Like, I like Prince, and this dude that like,
who doesn't?
This dude that sends me these seems like a pretty cool guy. So I'm just like, I kind of want to see one of these. Anyway.
Yeah. What do we got?
So I was playing some video games the other day and spotted a name in the credits, and that name was Danimal Cannon.
Fucking sweet.
He did all the music, and you can get all the music now on Bandcamp through Danimal Cannon's Bandcamp. You can go on and you can get all the music from Retromania Wrestling.
Very cool.
Which is pretty cool. I didn't even know it was him until I saw his name in the credits.
Yeah.
And so this is Danimal Cannon. This is from his previous EP album, I guess, whatever that's on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
This song is called Behemoth on all WNY Think So Joe Show. Danimal Cannon on all WNY Think So Joe Show.
Fucking jams, man.
Yeah, that video game music. That's good shit.
See, I like video game music. I'm just not so into video games except Tetris.
And that's like, that gives you like Nintendo vibes, and that's what, that's why Retromania hired him.
Yeah, it makes
Retrosoft
sense.
Studios for Retromania. And I like I said, I saw like the guy who did the music talking about, well, yeah, this is how I put together some of the music in the game, and I did not know it was him. Like, I've never actually met the dude. I've never seen him in person, but I've been to I've probably like been in the same room with him and just didn't know who he was. But I missed him at the Long Cold Dark 10th anniversary show.
Oh, yeah.
I got there, I think, like Nuclear Winter was up right before Long Cold Dark.
Oh.
And so I saw Nuclear Winter for the first time, and I saw the Long Cold Dark, but I missed Danimal Cannon. And I was kind of bummed about it. I kind of wanted to see him. So I don't know like why I got there so late, or if I was just actively trying to show up. If I probably did, it's probably like I just didn't feel like going as early as I should have. That happens sometimes. Sometimes, not always. I like to show up and I like to support local music and all the bands and everything. That was straight fire. You are right. That was good stuff.
Fire.
Song called Behemoth from Danimal Cannon.
Sweet.
So I believe you could buy that on vinyl for $30 on his Bandcamp.
Cool.
Yeah. Bandcamp Friday coming up this Friday, by the way.
Oh, shit.
Bandcamp Friday. So if you want to buy your Living Brain Dead merch, that's the perfect time to do it.
I thought for a second I was still wearing my Living Brain Dead shirt from yesterday, but I'm not. I changed. I showered.
And then also, I am going to probably buy some shirts on Friday.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because, I need more shirts.
Right. If you guys wanted to buy him a new dresser to put his shirts in, he needs something tall with a lot of drawers.
For sure.
Wide and tall.
Yes.
Yes.
I was looking at shirts today earlier. I was looking up some shirts I used to own.
Oh, yeah, the Metallica shirts.
So I was watching Beavis and Butthead.
Right.
And I was like, look at that. I saw Danimal Cannon, I just sold you a vinyl, bud. Anyway, I go on, so I'm watching Beavis and Butthead last night.
Yeah.
And like I woke up, or I fell asleep in the last episode. The last episode was on. And I'm like, oh, it's the last episode. And then I kind of was like, oh, I'm gonna turn over and go to sleep now, but I gotta find something else to put on. And it automatically switched to like Celebrity Deathmatch. So it's like, oh, cool.
No complaints.
Anyway, so I got up this morning and I just had the idea in my head, like, man, I want to find that Metallica Beavis and Butthead mashup shirt that I have. It wasn't like the shirt Beavis wears. It was a shirt with it was a black shirt, Metallica logo in red, with Beavis and Butthead as like James Hetfield and I assume Lars, I don't remember. And the amp says BV on it instead of PV. And I'm like, I wonder if I can find this on the internet. So I found like a knockoff, an obvious knockoff on eBay.
Yeah.
I'm not making that mistake again.
Like the Marilyn Manson shirt.
Like that Marilyn Manson shirt you wear to bed all the time. And then, but I did find on Poshmark had one. And I was like, Karina, guess how much this shirt is? What was your first guess?
Something like 40 or 60 or something.
I think you
like,
guessed.
It was still a lot of money for a shirt.
I think you guessed 50, and I was like, yeah, up. And you just kept going up in like $10 increment. I'm like, keep going.
Yeah, once we hit 100, I was like, I don't.
You're like, no, you're not buying it.
No.
I'm like, no, I'm not.
We don't need this.
No, I'm not buying it. I'm not. It's $330. I'm not buying it.
Imagine how long it would have taken me to get to that by $10 increments.
Yeah, I know.
We would have been sitting there playing that game for a minute.
And then I was like, oh, let me look up some other Metallica shirts. So I looked up this one where it's a white shirt where they're all cartoons. It's from the Load era. And that one was going for like $220.
Oh my God.
I'm like, nah, I didn't like that shirt that much then.
Yeah.
I turned it pink in the wash. I gave it to my girlfriend at the time, and then she ended up getting the damn thing white again.
I bet she used on dish soap.
I have no idea.
I bet that's what she did.
I haven't spoken to her in probably a decade or so, so I can't ask. Anyway, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me find my very first Metallica shirt.
Yeah.
Which was from Poor Touring Me from 96, 97. And it had the Load era picture of Metallica on the front, and on the back it says on the Load again 96, 97. And has all the tour dates. So I'm like, let me see if I can find with the specific tour date I want and my size. That's the tricky part, is finding it with the right date.
Yeah.
And size, because that was a long tour, as Metallica tend to do. And what they did was they just kept adding dates to the back of the shirt.
Oh.
So you would get, so there's a couple. There's a two column one. That's not the one. It's the 3 column one that's got buffalo on it.
Oh.
So I'm like, I found it and it was like $100. And I'm like, I don't want to spend $100 on a shirt.
Yeah.
But that's cool that I could get it for that price.
Yeah. Caleb says that he sold a rat t-shirt from 1983 for $200 last year.
Yeah.
And it was so beat.
Oh, I don't expect if I find any of my old Metallica, like the shirts I used to have, like, I don't expect any of them to be in good condition.
Yeah, you're probably not going to. I mean, if you spend $300 for a fucking t-shirt, you're not wearing it.
Yeah, they're from the 90s,
Yeah,
the shirts so, like, and I mean, you've cut up some of my old shirts from the 90s.
I have. I actually just sewed a patch that I made out of your 9 Inch Nails t-shirt.
From the 2000 Fragility tour.
Yes.
I bought that shirt. It said, "Where the fuck were you?" on the back of it, and had all the cities 9 Inch Nails played.
And I took the front crest thing and made a patch out of it.
Yeah.
And it's actually on my vest now.
Yeah, I've got a Korn Follow the Leader shirt that's like been cut up. That was a bootleg shirt though. That wasn't an official shirt. Yeah.
Would you have let me cut it up if it was official?
Oh yeah, probably. I mean,
no one was wearing it.
There was Marilyn Manson, the one with the flag, I think, got cut up somewhere along the line too. And
I don't know about that, but I definitely have the Living Brain Dead version cut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, that was I miss a lot of the T-shirts I used to have, and they
you probably still have them all in there.
No, they vanished in a flood. Anyway,
I feel like there's something I don't know.
I was told a lot of my stuff was damaged in a flood in somebody's basement. Will not name who, but I don't know how true that is. I mean, now years later, I'm like, I don't know that they would have lied about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Huh.
At the time, we were not on good terms, and it was like, are you sure? But anyway.
Okay.
But I mean, in the before I moved here, I was moving like every 6 months,
right.
So a lot of the stuff
you just lose shit when you move like that.
A lot of stuff would have just vanished anyway. Yeah. I was just talking to a guy on Twitter last night about old like EGM and Game Pro magazines.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, I got to organize mine sometime. I'm like, I might have these.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to dig through my whole basement to find them.
Oh my God. You know what though? We're putting a dent in the bottles.
Yes.
Have you noticed?
Yes. The further we get along on that, the more I'd be inclined to actually like drag shit in the middle of the floor and do shit.
Yeah. The thing with the bottles is the further to the bottom of the pile we get, the grosser the bottles are.
I bet.
So like I'm trying to dump the shit out for the guy to count, and like the whole, like all the cans in the bag are sticking to the can. I'm just like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like I'm trying to reach in there. He's like, it's okay, my hands are dirty. Like
So we're talking about things. So back behind me on the shelf here, I can't get to them right now because the banner's in the way, but there's an old WWF trivia game from like 96, 97-ish.
Yeah.
And there's cards that have wrestlers on them as part of the game. I don't know what they're for. I never actually like played the game, but I bought this at a thrift store randomly.
Yeah.
Not thinking anything of it. Oh, hey, $3 WWF trivia. Sure, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here on Twitter one night, and somebody posts a picture of these cards from this trivia game. They're like, I never thought I'd see the day where these are worth money. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? He says, the Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rock cards in this trivia game are considered to be the rookie cards for Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock.
Yeah.
And they're going for hundreds on eBay.
That's so crazy.
And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding. So the first thing I did, I went and grabbed it out of the china cabinet in the front, brought it back here, opened it up. Like, these are in pretty damn good shape.
That's cool.
Like, I might be able to make some money off of these at some point. I want to get them graded, but by the time you get them graded, it's like, well, there goes 50 to $150
Right.
out of what you can make off of them. So, but then you make more if they're graded, and
Yeah, it's catch-22 there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a bitch and ska band.
Speaking of Catch-22, I saw them and the Pie Tasters and the Mighty Mighty Boss
Yeah,
Tones.
we did a lot of talking, waiting for Jasmine to come over yesterday.
Well, this conversation we had today.
Was that today?
Yes.
Damn, the days are blurring together. So we were talking about concerts we went to and missing concerts and missing people and missing the before times.
Well, Candlebox came on the.
That was today, yes.
And I kind of was like, yeah, I saw them, a few years ago. And then I mentioned it was that Thursday in the Square, and you're like, a few years ago.
Right, a few fucking years, excuse me. And I even said, let's save this banter for the show because he thought Thursday at the Square was a few years ago.
Yes, I saw Candlebox 13 years ago at Thursday at the Square. Good. Congratulations.
Yeah. Nobody is safe. I love it.
Anyway, but yeah, so I did see Candlebox at Thursday at the Square. We started talking about Thursday at the Square shows, and you mentioned they might be giants.
Yep.
And then I mentioned skipping my ex-wife's high school graduation because she graduated in her 20s. Skipping her high school graduation to go see the Violent Femmes. Which she was pissed about. This podcast is about local music to the Buffalo area or whatever we feel like talking about at the time. But it's mostly dedicated to Buffalo and Rochester and Western New York music. So,
Yes.
So welcome.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks
we
for
appreciate
stopping
it.
by.
Anyway. Yes. So anyway, so I saw Candlebox there. I saw Blues Traveler. I've seen I've seen Smash Mouth. I've talked about this, I'm sure, on the show where I went and saw Smash Mouth during Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals between Buffalo and Carolina.
Yeah, intense.
And the singer from Smash Mouth is up there like okay, well, I've just been told the score in the Sabres game, and he would relay the score to us. So we got home like just in time to see Brian Campbell take one of those terrible fucking over the glass delay of game penalties. And he was like our only healthy defenseman at the time. That's when Carolina scored to tie the game and then ended up winning and going on to win the Stanley Cup by beating an Edmonton team whose starting goalie got injured in game 1. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway.
Monica shared with us.
Yes.
Monica shared that there will be a memorial for Tavish. The date is tentative. It's set for the end of June, and we will be kept updated and in the loop so that if anybody wants to attend that, we can help you do that, and hopefully we can get there.
Yep.
But it's not for a little while still. We have a couple months.
And again, if you're just tuning in, our friends in Grub had some damage done to some of their equipment in a flood.
Yes.
We want to, if anybody wants to help them out, it is PayPal or Venmo. The name on either one of those is Grub with 5 B's. So GRUBBBBB. Or if you donate at tips.thinksojoe.com or buy merch at merch.thinksojoe.com today. We're going to donate anything that comes in during this podcast. We're going to donate to them if anything comes in, so
it won't hurt,
or if you choose and you want to donate to us for us to donate to the GoFundMe.
Yes.
For Fago Mike's funeral. You can just tip us, buy merch, say, hey, can you
leave a note?
Just leave a note, say, hey, put this towards Mike's funeral costs or whatever. Yeah. So we're trying to help out everybody all at once today. So
yeah.
Unfortunately,
a rough week for Buffalo music.
Unfortunately, it's there's a lot of people that need help this week. So
yeah, well, these are the times you should flash the thingy.
But that's Well, we got this. This is
yes.
If you guys are having trouble, we can we got the suicide prevention hotline 1-800-273-8255, crisis hotline Buffalo 716-834-3131. Substance Abuse National Hotline, 1-800-662-4357. And the COVID Relief Hotline is 844-863-9314. Now, the Substance Abuse National Hotline, just because marijuana is now legal for recreational use in New York State doesn't mean you cannot. It doesn't mean you can't abuse it.
That's true.
And so like, and I mean, you know, I know it's probably like the least of the problem in the substance abuse community, but
it really, because it doesn't have physical dependency, it has psychological dependency.
Right.
So
but they can help you with that too. So.
Yes. And if it's not even just you, if it's somebody that you know, you care about, you love, who's going through some substance abuse or addiction issues, or some suicidal issues, self-harm in general, you know, there's help out there for people other than having to call the cops. So, you know, it's hard to reach out for help sometimes, but it's there.
Yeah. But yeah, so you know, you can, there is a GoFundMe for Fago Mike's funeral, for his funeral costs.
Yep.
That his mother is putting, is working on right now. Yeah. So you can look that up, or we'll share the link later on the Facebook page so you guys can find it. Also, again, Grub, at GRUBBBBB, that's 5 B's. On Venmo or PayPal if you want to donate directly to them. If you want to donate to us to donate to them, we will, anything that comes through on this.
Just leave us a note and we'll get it where you guys want it to go.
Yeah, anything that comes in between now and 8 Eastern on through our tips or merch we're going to put towards Grub, unless you specifically ask us to put it towards Mike's funeral costs, and we'll do that. But you know, we'd like to give you the options to be able to donate directly to, so you're not going through a middleman and having to trust us to do it. You know,
I mean, you can trust us, right?
They can trust us, but I mean, who are we? So,
that's the thing. Like, we're just
we're just trying to help. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can I talk about some events?
Yeah, talk about some events.
Okay, so I've mentioned this since the exhibit opened at the Buffalo Museum of Science. Medieval to Metal, you have to make reservations for the time and date. Our dear Brooke went to see it with her dear Max, and they loved it. She sent me some pictures. It looked really cool. I'm sure it looks even more awesome in person because, you know, everything's behind glass. It just doesn't photograph.
Right.
You got to be there. So that's going on.
That's why they couldn't take totes. He would have broke the glass. He would have headbutted. He would have rammed it. That's why you can't
take totes to the gala type places.
No, I guess you can't take totes my goats to the.
Oh, to our listeners outside of the Western New York area, I'm sorry.
If you saw last week tonight with whatever the hell that show's called with John Oliver last week,
yes.
he did a whole bit about recycling and local Niagara Falls mascot Totes McGoats.
Yeah, he was a recycling mascot.
What was a big part of that segment, and that was the brainchild of our dear friend Brooke. So I like to.
She went national. I was really proud of her.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind
scaring 3 and 4-year-old children all across. I mean, international. That guy had an accent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I wish I had I need to have a button that I could press that just brings up a picture of Totes McGoats.
We'll work on that.
We'll have that for next week. I got to do some Stream Deck stuff tonight anyway for my gaming stream, so I'll do that too. I'll just throw in a button to pull up Totes McGoats.
And then at 4:00 today, there was a meeting for justice for Mikey Frears, for Fago Mike, because of him dying at the holding center, and him being, I think it was like the 36th or 38th person so far this year to die at.
Oh wow!
This is fucking acceptable.
It's March 31st. That is like,
we're not 4 months in, and we've got almost 40 deaths.
That is a disproportionate amount of deaths in the Erie County Holding Center.
You can't tell me all of those people deserve something. I mean, I find it hard to believe that people can do anything to deserve death, but really, you can't tell me that going to the drunk tank gets you fucking death in prison. You know, that blows my fucking mind. Like the disproportionate it's not like our police
here have the squeakiest clean image in the national conscious
Truth.
anyway, with them pushing over. How old was that dude?
Like an 80-something-year-old man.
He was in his 80s and they pushed him over. Like, come on.
And I mean, the one officer tried to turn around to see if he was okay, and they were like, "No, you can't do that. You can't check on your people."
Yeah.
You know, we just pushed an old man to the ground and he hit his head and like, fuck him. Oh, get me fired up, guys. Okay, this one is pretty fun. Katie from Turkey Blaster Omega.
Mm-hmm.
This is going on right now, and it started about half an hour ago, from 6:30 until I think it was like an hour and a half. It's called Saucy and Silly, the first ever live stream performance. Katie from Turkey Blaster Omega is going to make some sauce and play some songs.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I know. And the only thing is that we can't eat with her.
I wish I was talented enough to do like a solo thing, because then I would do sauce and
that would be
music.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
You know what we need to do is we need to have Ryan and Leland here, and we do yellow sauce. Well, and we make like spaghetti sauce.
Yeah. Oh my
Ryan
God. What if we made some sort of yellow sauce?
Yeah, I mean, we could.
I mean, it could be cheese sauce.
We'll figure something out. Well, we could do something like that. Anyway, yeah, Katie's a friend of the show. We shout out to her, and
heck yes. So I hope she's having fun and has a wonderful dinner tonight.
I hope her stream's going well right now. That's opposite hours.
Yeah. So then also today, Colin Jones on Rochester Groovecast live premiere. I don't know anything about the Rochester Groovecast, but it sounds kind of like my thing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Colin Jones is doing a live premiere of some music. And tomorrow, this is as far as I got in in events, but tomorrow is Transgender Day of Visibility. There's a meeting, a socialist perspective of Transgender Day Visibility. This sounds really cool. I know it's not music, but it's music community related. And, you know, we're allies.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
To hear a socialist perspective of, you know, this issue that, I mean, I wouldn't have thought to even have a talk on that, but I don't know if you want to pull it up and see. I think it's an online thing. I didn't fucking write it down.
Anyway, next week on the show,
we're gonna lose control.
We are. It's a takeover. We haven't done a takeover in quite a while, but next week on the show, it is a B. Lee Muller takeover.
Oh my God, we're in trouble.
My old co-host Brian is coming back to take over the show.
See you guys in a couple weeks, right?
And play music from his brand new what do you call it? Ambient EP.
I guess you would call it ambient. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it offhand.
It's from what I've heard, which is only one song that is available on YouTube right now. It's amazing. He never ceases to amaze me. He's such a diverse artist.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, he's just...
A Victim of Physics is his new album. And
what's the name of that single?
The single is titled, where is it? The Machine is Aware, which has a great music video that was inspired by me. But A Victim of Physics comes out next Friday.
Yeah.
And Brian's going to be here next Wednesday to play a few songs off the album and tell us all about it and hang out, because...
We're going to have to make room for another person in here.
We love Brian, and of course, you know, this is Brian's, one of Brian's many projects.
Yeah.
He's also in the Living Brain Dead with me, livingbraindead.bandcamp.com this Friday, guys. Yes. We get all the money.
Yeah.
All the monies.
All the monies.
All the monies. Yeah. My inner Ted DiBiase out here. Anyway. She's getting all my 80s wrestling impressions today. She got Hulk Hogan before the show.
I don't get them. I just think they're fun. The Hulk Hogan one I got, and that one changed my life.
Oh, no, I'm saying that you're getting to see them.
Oh.
What do you
I don't get them. Like, I don't get you, you know?
You told me to take my vitamins, and I said I started doing the Hulk Hogan poses.
Yep.
And you're looking at me funny. I'm like, no, that's one of the demandments of Hulkamania. You train, you say your prayers, you take your vitamins, you believe in yourself, and you believe in Hulk Hogan, brother.
I'm thinking that might be why I so compulsively said my prayers when I was a kid.
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Anyway.
totally. But I think because I like compulsively said prayers before bed. Like I would fall asleep. If I fell asleep saying my prayers, I would wake up and I would start them all over because I was just like, I'm going to hell if I don't say all of my prayers. And then somewhere along the line, I was like, what the fuck am I wasting my time for?
Our friends in Grub just had a flood in their practice space. They lost some amps, they lost some pedals, they lost some, I would imagine, some instruments. They lost some gear.
Yeah.
You can help them out. You can donate via PayPal or Venmo. The address on both is Grub. That's GRUBBBBB. That's Grub with five B's.
Don't confuse them.
I'm confusing myself. That's on Venmo or PayPal. If you don't want to remember that, you can donate to us within the next hour, and we will pass that along to them.
Just leave a note where you want us to donate it to.
Because I'm a musician, I know it would suck to lose
my
some of my
gosh,
gear. So
it sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, and this is a song from Grub, and the song is called "Can't Take It." I can't read my own writing. Can't Take It on all WNY. Think So Joe Show. Here's Grub.
just keep coming back to you. I just keep coming back to you. I just keep coming back to you. No matter what I
That was Grub on all WNY Think So Joe show. If you want to donate to help them out with replacing some of the gear they just lost in a flood, Venmo or PayPal to Grub with 5 B's, GRUBBBBB 5. So
Yeah.
and with sounds like that, that's got to be expensive gear, right? You think?
Ouch. Yeah.
I don't know. I know for my shitty punk rock sound, I'm using a $1,200 guitar pedal. So
yeah, you are.
Anyway, people always comment. I said, somebody earlier, I was never live on Twitch. They commented about the quality of the stream, and I got to tell you, if you watch studio setup videos and stuff like that, they always tell you the best way to get a good quality video is good lights.
Yes.
And I'm here to tell you, you don't need expensive lights. This entire scene is lit with $60 worth of lights.
Really?
I think I paid like $20 for these lights. I got them on sale.
Okay.
But they are quite often down at like $20 bucks. I actually bought another set at $25. They're in a bin over here. I use them for things you might not know on Mondays.
Oh, the green screen.
Yeah, they're my green screen lights for things you might not know. And then we got this ring light up here. That's which was our primary light for a long time.
A long time.
And that was only like $20. And then we've got this floodlight giving that nice red glow in the
Makes it
background
look like we're in hell, ready to give Satan a lap dance.
That was $20. We should have watched that during the song break. Anyway, so we would know what we were talking about if we brought that back up. But anyway, but yeah, literally, this is about $60 worth of lighting in this studio right now. So
that's pretty cool.
It's also a $600 camera.
Could be some of it.
But if you've got a pretty, halfway decent cell phone too, it'll shoot just as well. Like, I feel like if I set this up with my Pixel, we'd still get just as good a quality shot. But
if you say so.
But I'm just saying, if anybody's looking at this, man, they got really good quality, really high definition, really crisp, crisp definition between them and the background. It
took a lot of trial and error.
It did. Well, it took a lot of if you go back and you watch our Christmas 2019 episode, which is the first one we did live on YouTube, where we had just the in-room lighting, which is not much.
No.
And then you just go by episode, you'll start starting to see it get better. Like, you'll see the ring light get added so you can actually see us better. And then you'll see the you'll see me switch to these two newer, cheap newer lights that they're mounted to the desk on mic stand scissor arms. And you'll see those get involved and that's starting to look better. And then you see the new camera and you'll be like, oh, well, now it's starting to look better. And then when we switch to this angle, and we got rid of the kit lens that came with the camera, and we bought I bought a 22 millimeter lens when I bought the camera, which was fine for a single shot in the old setup.
Yeah.
But we had to use the kit lens that came with it to get both of us in frame for the double shot in the old setup. So once I built this new setup and we were able to use this lens, then everybody's just like, "Oh man, you guys look like real YouTubers now."
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're grown up YouTubers.
We didn't before.
Yeah.
And then I'm and then I started doing my YouTube series, Things You Might Not Know, again.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing that again.
And so then I've now bought like two more sets of lights. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
And $100 and something green screen. And
I mean, it's got to be the right green.
I mean, I still have my old green screen.
Yeah. But it doesn't pop up.
It doesn't pop up, no.
Like, that's really cool.
The hardest part with that is fitting it in here. No, I've got a Helix LT. That's my pedal that I'm using. It's everything. It's my pedal. It's my amp.
Yeah.
It's all in
pretty
one.
cool.
So it's just, and then I've got a Line 6 Power Cab Plus for like in the room sound. So, but like if I were to go to a show that has a sound guy who knows what he's doing, I don't have to bring anything other than a pedal and a guitar.
That's pretty
which
cool.
Which was like, I initially bought a Line 6 HX Stomp because it was like this big,
Right.
and I don't drive.
Right. It fits in the backpack.
So I could throw it in a backpack. I could throw it in a guitar case if I need to. But then I was like, adding effects like to more and more songs, and I'm just like, damn. So I ended up buying an HX effects, which is basically a Helix without the amp models and stuff, and using that with the Stomp. And then I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. And I returned my HX effects, and I got the LT, and I sold my Stomp to Brian, who will be here next week, which he uses for his bass rig.
Does he?
Yeah, that's his that's his bass rig. My Helix is my guitar rig, and we are set, which is
cool.
great. Like, we could walk into any place, set up John's drums, set up Kevin's mic, plop our pedals down, plug in. Sound guy knows what he's doing. We're golden.
Yeah, and you got a nice quiet stage.
Yeah,
Except
absolutely.
for John beating the shit out of those drums.
Yeah, but you know what? We've been doing silent practices.
Yeah.
So, or when we were practicing, we were doing silent practices.
When is the last time you practiced? It's been since before the holidays.
Oh yeah, it was a while ago. But what we did was we recorded everything because
Yeah.
we bought a mixer. That it's a USB mixer, so we can record right to the computer. Unfortunately, it doesn't have separate tracks, so we can't do an album with it.
Yeah.
Basically, but we can at least record some tracks and have something to practice off of and whatever. So we did that, and now we don't have speakers in the room.
Yeah.
I think there might be like a PA speaker. I think for like,
John.
No, because we're all wearing headphones.
Does John wear headphones
Yeah.
too? Oh.
Yeah, we're all wearing headphones. Everything's like leveled out nicely, and we
I
can.
don't know
hear-
why I thought John had a monitor though.
Yeah, no, we have a PA speaker, and I think that was for like Kevin if he didn't want to do the headphones.
Oh.
But I don't think we use any. Like, everything is just right through the board now, and just so much simpler, and I don't have to carry my amp, my power cab every time. Brian doesn't have to bring an amp with
Yeah,
his
that's
back,
nice. Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I mean, it's way easier for us to we throw our pedals in bags and grab our guitars and we go,
Yeah.
and we're good to go. So,
Cool.
but
Yeah, and I can't sit like a grown up.
Caleb says he's got 2 massive pedal boards. It's way more than he will ever use at gigs, and that was my problem. Is I had this big pedal board that had the HX Stomp and the HX Effects and an expression pedal, because neither of those has like a whammy pedal or a wah pedal or whatever. And what I set up with that was like a power off effect. So like if I'm playing, I could just pull back on the pedal and it would go wow, like the power went out,
Oh.
So that was something I was doing with that. And then like when I got the LT, like that's got everything that I had on that board just in one. So it's like I don't need this big ass board anymore.
Yeah.
The board's still over here, and it's still got the effects, the expression pedal on it.
Yeah.
And I think it might still have my DI box too, which I need to start bringing, because I need that for my the Helix doesn't have like balanced XLR outs, so you need that for if the sound guy's got a board that doesn't
Yeah.
do separate phantom power and all that. But yeah,
Yeah.
gear talk on the Think
Yeah.
So Joe show. I really do enjoy, having that Helix and being able to dial in like any tone I really want if I can dial it in properly, because I'm not like versed in that kind of stuff really well. So I'm like asking Brian and I'm watching YouTube videos. It took me a while. Like it was after we put out Falls Count Anywhere that I finally got a tone I liked on it, where I'm like, this is what it should sound like.
Yeah.
I actually went back and I watched the Think So Priory videos from the where was that, Stamps, where I played with
Yes.
XM Priory.
Yes, it was.
And I shared the videos and I'm like, I apologize to anybody who who was at this show, because my tone was fucking terrible. And I didn't, and I realized it because I was playing around on my Helix and I had the old XM Priory. I think that was when I still had my Stomp. I still had the old XM Priory setting, and I clicked on it and I'm like, this is what I was playing. Quad Cortex. No, I don't think I'm not, I don't keep up on it really on the gear. I try to, I know what else. I know what Line 6 is doing basically, because I'm in all the Line 6 forums and everything. But, and I know Headrush does some great modeling gear and everything. And but I don't really follow a lot of it, honestly. I'm just like, I've got what I got. It works. Line 6 keeps updating it.
Yeah.
And
The updates are enough to keep you on your toes
yeah, and
with everything you have.
I have where my sound is coming from and all my effects in one spot. Now I can just focus on adding to my guitar collection.
Oh my God. We'll talk about it.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not like I'm going to stop you, but we'll still talk about it.
I saw Nick Lander's collection was posted on the...
Ooh, his new one is pretty.
I saw his whole collection posted on Inherent Vice's
Yeah.
Instagram.
He has a very good looking collection.
And I'm just like, man, I almost have as many guitars as he does. Almost.
But then you have basses and ukuleles.
If we're counting stuff I'll play on stage, I don't have anywhere near what he's got.
Okay.
but because I've got my 4 stage guitars, and then I've got a couple of acoustics if need be.
Yeah.
But I'm in a punk band, so when do I need be?
I don't know if you want to go folk punk.
I guess. I got my... Everybody loves my Strat acoustic, which is just right off camera over here. I can't reach it. It's just too far off
It's just
camera.
too far.
There it is.
You can hear it.
Everybody loves my Strat acoustic, and like I've had a cable guy like mention it, and Astrobula was here last week and he
Yeah.
mentioned it, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what's funny is my $100 Line 6 Adam Levine, or not Line 6, fucking First Act Adam Levine guitar, acoustic guitar that's in the next room over. I like it better than this.
Oh.
And this is a $300 and something guitar.
Oh.
But I think, but this is more meant to be plugged in to play,
Yeah.
even though it is an acoustic. But I think if I was just playing acoustic, I would play that over this any day. Except this is the one that's in here and gets played. So
Yeah. I hear you playing in the middle of the night.
hear me playing Wonderwall.
Yep.
Just because I was watching a video of like, here's all the songs that are Wonderwall.
Is it the same as Pachelbel's Canon?
No, isn't Pachelbel's Canon what Blues Traveler Hook is? No. No, Blues Traveler's Hook is based on like, let me pull it up on Wikipedia here. Hook. First Act does good stuff and First Act does terrible stuff.
Right.
There was a Think So brain. It was like a communal bass in Think So brain. Oh, what the hell? That's not what I want.
He Wikipedia'd Hook, you guys. What do you think he found?
The disambiguation page. Anyway, very similar to Pachelbel's Canon in D, but transposed to the key of A major.
Yeah.
And what they said was like I guess basically they didn't change it at all other than the key, because that added to the commentary on popular music that the song itself is.
Okay.
Hook by Blues Traveler, because that song is a commentary on, like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's literally like nobody gives a fuck what the lyrics are as long as the hook's good.
Yeah.
And so and basically that's why they just literally kept the same structure of Pachelbel's canon.
That's really funny.
But yeah, anyway, but
Now I want to listen to that song.
so that was but that's the reason, and that's part of the satire of music in general. And what's funny is that's one of their biggest, if not their absolute biggest song.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Wonderwall is like most famously the same song as Green Day's Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Oh.
And but this guy's playing Wonderwall without a capo, because capo is on 2 on Wonderwall and it's on 1 on Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and he's just playing all these different songs that are the same 4 chords that Wonderwall is. Just different capos, or different
Oops.
cadences and whatever. But yeah, so and that's where I learned how to play Wonderwall. Was watching this guy's video. I'm just like, hey, I can play that.
That's cool.
So now if I'm at a party and there's a guitar, I can just be like, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
I know.
We were just talking about Niagara Falls people, and I know you know who that guy is. We had a great conversation about when we were STEM kids and stuff like that. How we just missed each other like a million times.
Yeah, how we didn't know each other before, like, what was
2016, 2015.
It was like 2017, wasn't it?
No.
I don't know.
We met in 2017.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or no, 2015.
How was it? No, it was 2000. It was.
Ouch.
Where are my
No,
awards?
maybe 2016.
My awards aren't on the wall, so I can't tell you.
Maybe it was 2016.
I thought it was the 2017 All WNY Awards.
I think it was 2016.
But if it was the 2016 awards, it would have been in January of 2017. Anyway.
All right, I think you win.
I don't have my awards on the wall to tell you.
Well, where are you going to put them?
I don't know. I didn't have room for them, so I think they're in one of the bins over there.
Oh.
I don't know. I have to find them. Or they're on the shelf. I don't know, one of the two.
It could be.
But anyway.
Could be.
But yeah, like how we never met before, even though we
Yeah,
ran in the same circles.
Yeah, I'm mentioning people from Niagara Falls that I hung out with after high school, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know them a little bit." Like,
yeah, you're telling me about a girl you used to hang out with all the time, and you mentioned her by name, and as soon as you mentioned her name, like I didn't know her last name, but as soon as you mentioned her name, because it's a very distinct name for a girl.
it's a dude name for a chick. Like,
right.
It's like you hear it for dudes way more often than you hear it for chicks.
Right. Well, so you mentioned this girl, and I said, yeah, I know her. Like but it was like I never hung out with her. We maybe said hi to each other a few times, but like how many?
You guys would have had so much fun. She was so much fun.
Yeah, but we knew who each other were, but we never like hung out or were like really good friends but we knew who each other were. And like if something, if one of us saw the other one in trouble, we probably would have helped, I think.
Yeah.
Like we knew each other that
much.
well enough for that, but not well enough to like hang
Show
out
up
on the
at each
regular
other's house or something.
call each other on the phone, be all
but
buddy
you'd
buddy.
see each other at shows.
Chat
and
chat on AOL.
Instant Messenger.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like because I was talking about, we got on it. We were listening to Psycho Stick is how we got on this.
Yeah, how did we get on this?
So Psycho Stick has a song about getting your friends to help you move.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like trying to get the couch up the stairs.
It always goes back to Justin Blue.
Right, exactly. So they're talking about get a chainsaw. And and just when I heard that, I'm like, this song reminds me of Justin Blue. And the time we were trying to get his couch upstairs.
Oh, man.
And failing miserably.
I remember that couch.
And we had a ton of people over that night to try and like break apart this couch to bring it upstairs. So it's just when they mentioned like cutting the couch in half with a chainsaw, it's like, oh, why didn't we try that? and then you said, oh, I was at Justin's house the next day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the next day. It had to have been like within the past week because he told me how they got it up there. And I was just like, whatever, Justin's talking. Like, I don't believe that. Like, that sounds pretty incredible.
And now all these years later, you have confirmation.
Now I find out he's totally legit.
Yeah, we were trying to get this couch upstairs. It's just, and then you mentioned like spray paint art. I'm like, yeah, he spray painted a guitar.
I don't remember the guitar, but I remember like the solar system paintings. I mean, they were really cool, but actually they were really cool.
But it's funny because we ran with the same circles at the same time.
You know?
And if we met, we don't remember each other. And I'm willing.
I feel like we had to have at least passed each other.
I'm willing to bet that we have met, that we had met, but we just didn't think anything of it because I know I had a girlfriend at the time.
And I always had a guy I was seeing.
So it's entirely possible that we were in the same.
Like, yeah, whatever.
And we just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So. Because I know there were like girls hanging out around that time, and I don't know who they were.
Yeah.
And it's entirely.
But if I was dating Justin, so like if you met me, you'd been like, okay, friend's girlfriend, no zone, you know?
Probably.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, all the time, I mentioned his house, and you mentioned the street, and I'm like, yep. That's the place. So yeah, I mean, yeah. But. Yeah, like I knew, but I know there were like girls around that I didn't know. Yeah. At the time, and I didn't like get to know.
But I didn't hang out with girls. I hung out with all dudes.
But it was never like. I think a lot of the time it was just like, I was at this at whatever place with other people who were just popping in to say hello, and then we were leaving. So it was never like, you know. So it's entirely possible we've been in the same place. I mean, we've definitely 100% been in the same place at the same time, going to those American Legion STEM shows. Yes. But to, you know, like outside of those, we have definitely most likely been in the same place at the same time. Yeah. And just not actually talk to each other because it was always a group setting when you're with those people.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, like, I didn't hang out with chicks. I was always surrounded by dudes. Like, not in that way. Like, I was another one of the dudes. I was little sister zoned, which was a happy place for me. But you don't look at the girl who's hanging out with 5 dudes. I would think. I mean, I would think, because if I saw a dude and there were 5 girls hanging out with him, I'd be like, yeah, I probably don't have a chance.
In my mind, I'm remembering that there was like a party somewhere. There were 2 girls.
I wasn't there. I didn't go to any of the parties.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. But I'm sure we were probably in the same place at the same time at some point because we ran with the same people.
Right. Mom, could you imagine letting me go by myself to a party in Niagara Falls? Yeah, right. We were from Newfane. If you wanted to party with us, you had to come out in our neck of the woods, which was worth it.
To be fair, I'm thinking of DeVoe.
Yeah, not until I was older.
Okay.
No. Yeah, that was college times for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking probably like 18, 19 for me. So
yeah. Well, that
would have been like high school for you. So
yeah. Oh my God, there was a hotel party.
I wasn't there. I can tell you that much. Anyway. I always seem to miss the hotel parties.
It was cool, but I didn't stay long because I felt like it was trouble.
I always seem to miss the hotel parties, but then hear the stories afterwards of like, yeah, we kicked in an arcade machine and we just pocketed all the money.
Definitely not there for that.
I was not there for that one. Was on Grand Island, but
Mom says no way she wouldn't let me go party in Niagara Falls.
Anyway, you know who we do like to party with is Leland.
Yes.
And he is in a band.
It's been a while.
He is in a band called Evening Slumber.
Yes.
And they have just released an EP. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Do you?
Jasmine. No, I don't, but off the top of my head. We'll find it.
Yeah, I will tell you in a second what it's called. Some of our music on the Think So Joe show.
Weight of the World.
Weight of the World. And this, I think, was probably the first single from the album, wasn't it?
I believe it is.
Yeah, it's the most popular song from theirs on Spotify.
It's
and that's
super good. I'm super
what I
excited for
picked.
you guys to hear
Anyway.
it.
But yes, this is Evening Slumber. This song is called Thunder on all WNY. The Think So Joe show.
Never mind the things you believe when you're not awake. You've been racking an idle brain, and nobody asked you what you think or what you say. Can you admit to yourself that you're not unstoppable? Your misfortune is volatile. You've been keeping your head up in the clouds to keep you safe, and you've been drifting now for days. You're slipping back to your old ways. Is it worth it now to change? You're gonna take this to the grave. I couldn't recognize your thunder. I couldn't hear the word you said. I never wake you from your slumber. No one can save you from the monsters you keep in your bed.
Nice to be in orbit.
Separate true and illusion, a friend to an enemy. Too much negative energy. You're putting us out before the ones you can't replace. Step back to opinion, you're still making up your mind. Still building the storyline. An immaculate fiction for the masses to explain. While you've been drifting out in space, when we're just hoping you're okay. They really know you're not the same. You're gonna take this to the grave. I couldn't recognize your thunder. I couldn't hear a word you said. I never wake you from your slumber. No one can save you from the monsters you keep in your bed. Do you feel better than everyone else? Do you feel stronger than ever before? It's like you're living under a spell. I know you feel it down to the core. Thunder, thunder, wake up from your slumber. Every time you open your mouth, it hurts. Crack like thunder, breaking me asunder. Ringing like a bell in my head, it hurts. Thunder, thunder. Thunder, thunder.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I couldn't recognize your thunder. I couldn't hear a word you said. I never wake you from your slumber. No one can save you from the monsters you keep in your bed. Do you feel better than everyone else? Do you feel stronger than ever before? It's like you're living under a spell. I know you feel it down to the core.
Evening Slumber on all WNY. Think So Joe show.
Tell you what, Leland's voice speaks to my soul. Mm-hmm. It really does.
You were talking about the feelings listening to that album yesterday.
Feelings.
I've been talking about the feelings. I have a Chris Cornell album that just came out,
Oh.
and it's called No One Sings Like You Anymore, and it's all cover songs.
Oh.
And just when he hits that Guns N' Roses Patience cover,
Oh. I bet it's good.
and then it's followed with his Sinead O'Connor Nothing Compares to You cover, and it's like, man. And then just the whole album. Like, I don't know a lot of those songs that he's covering on the album, but that album gives me the feels. I got that on vinyl.
Yeah, I get the feels from Leland's voice. I
Yeah.
really do.
Evening Slumber, you need to put out a vinyl. Then I'll get the feels from it. I was thinking about putting on, like, I was doing the random album thing on Discogs, like what do I want to listen to, and a lot of the times it'll come up with Metallica, and I'll be like, Karina's in the next room over. And it came up with Injustice for All today, and I mentioned on the show before the one part in To Live Is to Die where the instruments just drop out, and it's just that guitar part, and I'm just like thinking about that, and I'm like, I don't want those feels right now. I'm going to put on something else. And then I was going to put on like AC/DC Live, and then you were like...
Thank you for not.
Then you were like, let's get food. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll get food instead.
So what did we have this week? We had Taco Monday, Taco Tuesday, Whisper approved, and Taco Wednesday. Thank you, Joe.
Let's talk about these Whisper fucking Garfield. Oh, man. So last week, Brian posts on Facebook, and he says, yeah, I bought a Garfield calendar, and I thought it was a 2021 calendar, but I went to go put it up today, and it's a 2020 calendar. Yeah. Like that, I can't escape that year. And I'm just like, I got you. And I took a picture of Whisper, and I just, put some cat, like, at least it's not Monday. Yeah. It was last Tuesday. I put, at least it's not Monday, and I posted it on his wall. So Wednesday, I followed it up. I put another one. And then you start liking them, and then Brian is like, these are great. These are great. And
they are pretty great.
I'm like, great, I got to keep doing them.
Yeah.
And
you did this to yourself?
And then one of Brian's friends is like, oh, yeah, I was talking to my coworker, and I mentioned, like, he's like, how do you keep track of the date? And I said, oh, well, my friend.
It's all you.
My friend's friend posts a picture of his fat orange cat to his wall every day. And I'm like,
people depend on you.
And then and then Friday, on next week's episode of the or the next episode of the Nick and Dan show, I'm gonna be a guest.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which, if you saw this week's Nick and Dan show, I'm on that episode. I did an intro, finally for their show for the first time since season 2.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna hopefully start coming up with more of those to do. And I'm gonna do them when I do my things you might not know videos, so I can do them on the green screen and shit. But anyway, so I did an interview with them that's gonna be on the upcoming episode, and we're chatting, I think, off record, and it came up, and Nick's, oh, I love those. Those are great. I'm like. Like, I keep coming up with these things now. It's been a week, over a week.
There's only 7 days.
So I sent them. I sent them to my daughter, and I sent them to my mom. And my mom's like, I don't get it. I said, Whisper's orange and fat. Garfield's orange and fat. And she's like, oh, okay, that is pretty funny. Madison got it right away. She enjoyed it.
Yeah, of course she did.
But I got I have a folder with a few Whisper pictures ready to go.
Gold.
In case I forget, which I've been forgetting, and it's been like, oh shit, it's 1 a.m. I got to fucking do Brian's Garfield thing.
Yeah.
So Caleb's got a story in the comments here about the topic of how didn't we know each other sooner. He said he discovered recently that his girlfriend lent him $20 to get a T-shirt at a show in 2012, and he's been actively trying to pay that $20 back for the last 5 years, and only learned it was her in the last 6 months.
That's hilarious.
That's great. By the way, if you see me looking up in this direction, the Sabres game is on. Yeah.
So we did talk about the cats.
Yeah.
Did we touch on shipping? Shipping hasn't been a big problem.
No.
What about customer service?
Actually, we were supposed to get a couple of packages from FedEx today that
they might be here now.
I don't think so.
No,
because they never switched to out for delivery.
Oh,
they're in Buffalo, but they never switched out for delivery. Who missed that shot? Damn you, Skinner!
Oh my God, here we go. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. If you're not watching the Sabres game, you can watch me complain about the Sabres game.
Remember the movie Titanic and how everyone was like, "Oh, how's it gonna end?" And then the ship sank.
The Sabres are not the Titanic. I will actually watch the Sabres.
You got to watch Titanic too, just for that one guy who bounces off the propeller.
I watched it on YouTube. I watched that clip because I was told about that. Anyway, I was dating this girl. Had to be early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like the year 2000. I'm dating this girl, and I went to her house. It was my first time going to her house, and she was obsessed with the movie Titanic.
Why
And
did you
she goes-
date her?
And she goes, well, so you remember Titanic was on 2 VHSs.
Yes.
So she puts on the first tape, and we're watching the first tape, and she's sitting there quoting along with the entire fucking movie, like I do when I watch UHF. But anyway, so she's sitting there quoting along with every little fucking line in the movie, and I'm just like,
Is she crying?
I don't think she was crying, but I'm sitting there like, wait, isn't this the old lady's recollection of this movie? She said, yeah. I said, she was down there when they were shoveling the coals in?
You had to be a dick.
And then there's a line. Okay, let me preface this by saying I know what a Nickelodeon is. Like I know that it's the thing you used to put the nickel in and you watch the viewer. I know what a Nickelodeon is, okay? But Leonardo DiCaprio in this movie does not say a Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
He says, I saw that on Nickelodeon once. I said, yeah, because Nickelodeon was around when the fucking Titanic sank.
Right.
Like, I understand. I know what a Nickelodeon is. I knew what a Nickelodeon was then. But he did not say a Nickelodeon.
No, he didn't.
Said Nickelodeon.
Yes,
And
he
I'm like tearing apart this fucking movie.
Yeah.
As I'm watching it. And needless to say, I never went back to her house again. Yeah. But yeah, that was my experience watching Titanic. And then I found out what was on the second tape, which is the Draw Me Like One of Your French Girls. Like, damn, I could have.
Yeah, because came back for the second tape.
Oh well.
Yeah. So Jasmine came over yesterday.
Yes.
We didn't make cookies.
So Jasmine was in my chat for my game stream yesterday.
Yes.
And I mentioned to her that I was trying to what I did yesterday. I made a video business card,
Which is really cool.
For I just took my existing narration demo and made and took my I basically borrowed the look of my existing business cards. Ain't gonna work. There it goes. And I made a video business card. I just threw like a audio spectrum on there. Like I made a blank space, put an audio spectrum, and I'm like, my Google phone number's on this.
Yeah.
So if people want to call me, and please don't let anybody fucking call me. I don't want to call people back. But anyway, so I see, so I'm like, my phone number's on here. Let me go into my Google account and see what my voicemail greeting is. And it was just a generic like Google voicemail greeting. So I'm like, you know what? I need to fix this. So I go to where you record the new voicemail greeting. I put the cans on. I get the microphone, and I sit down and I hit record and I go, "Thank you for calling ThinkSoJoE Digital," and then I just hear screaming, just screaming like. And it's not like violent screaming. It's
No,
like,
it wasn't a slaughter. It was a cat.
And I mentioned this on my stream last night because Jasmine's in the chat and I'm mentioning this, and she goes, "What was I screaming about?" I said, "You saw one of the cats and you got really excited. And I'm really glad I wasn't trying to shoot things you might not know yesterday." Because I got my script for next week's episode.
Did you?
And I'm, so I was like thinking of coming in here and recording while you guys were hanging out or whatever. And I'm so glad I didn't, because like she would have picked up in my microphone,
Yeah.
I'm sure. So finally I managed to, after a few minutes of swearing under my breath, I finally managed to record my outgoing voicemail greeting, leave your name and your phone number and why you're calling, and I'll get back to you. I fucking don't want anybody to leave me voicemails. I hate calling people on the phone.
I'm going to do it.
Anyway.
I'm going to leave you a voicemail.
I hate, I don't even check my voicemail on my real phone. Ever.
Yeah, I do, just because, doctors.
Right. I did answer my phone at one point this week.
Yeah, I remember this. What was it?
So my phone's ringing, and my phone has the Google thing set up to screen the call. So tell us why you're calling or whatever, and it'll play me what they're saying, and it's this teacher calling, And she's like, hey, this is Antonio's teacher and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this lady's been calling me for like a year. I'm like, I need to answer this. I answer like swiping and like desperately swiping to answer the phone. I'm like, hey, hi. And she's like, oh, hey, you know, I'm Mr. So-and-so. I'm calling about it. Like, listen, you've been calling and you've been leaving voicemails, and I feel so bad that I haven't been able to, like, you know, I haven't seen you calling and haven't been able to get back to you. But I'm not Antonio's dad. I don't know where you got this phone number. There's nobody named Antonio here. I'm sorry.
It was a lie.
And she's looking and she says, oh, it's a different area code. I'll never call again. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. I feel like no, don't apologize. I feel bad for not knowing how to get back to you to tell you that this wasn't the right number. And I'm glad I happened to see that you were calling so I could, you know, so I could tell you, hey, listen, you got the wrong number. You know, I felt so bad. All these years she's trying to call and tell me about this kid's grades or whatever. And I'm just like,
how long was this kid in this woman's class?
I don't know. I mean, I would imagine I would imagine she's not the first teacher to try and call with the same, you know, with a different area code, just happen to be in us. Cat Williams skit, no.
Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Brooke. We did mention that we've already mentioned Totes McGoats today. No, I haven't seen that. I'll have to look it up now.
Okay.
In between commercials and wrestling and hockey today, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will do my best to remember to do that tonight. So anyway, but yeah, so but yeah, like I felt so bad. Like these teachers keep calling me about this kid's grades and how bad he's doing in school, and I'm just like, I can't. And I never, like, my ringer is always off.
Right.
I don't answer the phone. If I see a 716 number in my voicemail, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
even those are spam a lot of the time, though.
Yeah, I mean, but I'll listen to the voicemail, and now I've got the Google thing to screen the calls, so I can just block it before it even gets to voicemail.
Sometimes they screen my calls and say they're potential spam, and they're like really important phone calls.
Oh no! But it's actually like what my phone does is it answers the call.
Oh.
And the person has to say why they're calling.
Okay.
So that's how I knew it was that lady, because like it puts the text on the screen as she's reading, as she's
cool.
saying, and I'm just like, oh, this is that lady, you know, let me, hey, listen, you know,
yeah,
and like, so I'm hoping now she's able to get her hold of the right person. Like,
poor Antonio.
I feel so bad. Poor Antonio's dad, not knowing his kid's doing terrible in school.
No, maybe Antonio's getting away with it all this time. He thinks there's no consequence.
I know how this kid's doing in school, and his dad don't. I don't know. Like, I'm just like, hey, listen, this isn't Antonio's dad. You got the wrong number. I feel so bad. Like,
you got the wrong dad.
Yeah, my kid doesn't go to your school. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, we mentioned the guitar exhibit and how you know, the guitars are behind glass. So if you brought Totes, he would probably like headbutt the glass, and that's probably why he's not allowed to go, right? So anyway,
poor Antonio's shirt.
Yes, we can make that happen. We can make that happen. Speaking of shirts, you donate.
Right.
You got like 10 minutes if you want to donate at tips.thinksojoe.com, or you want to buy merch at merch.thinksojoe.com. Anything that gets bought or tipped during the next 10 minutes till this show goes off the air, we're going to donate that to Grub.
Yeah.
Who had some of their gear destroyed in a flood.
Yeah.
And but if you want to, you can donate directly through Venmo or PayPal. It's Grub with 5 B's. Grub, GRUBBBBB. So if you want to donate to them, or you want to buy ThinkSoJoE merch, and we'll put the proceeds towards Grub.
And also,
or if you want to,
leave a note, if you want to contribute to
Fago Mike's funeral costs instead.
We will just leave a note. We'll make sure it gets where you want it to go.
Yeah.
And if you want links directly to Fago Mike's funeral cost GoFundMe, let us know in our inboxes, and we'll get you that information.
What I'll do is I'll post that and Grub's information. I'll post that after the show on the Facebook page. So you guys can find that if you want to. Time to take meds.
Yes.
Yes, even though it's 10 minutes to 8 instead of 8 o'clock.
Listen, I'm always running late, so instead I trick myself and I run
So
early.
you set your clock 10 minutes fast. I got it.
Yeah.
I understand.
But then I get like prematurely excited when things aren't over. Like now. Like, not that I'd be excited that this is over. I love everybody.
I don't gotta sit in
love
this
coming
hot
and
ass.
talking to everybody.
I don't gotta sit.
It's
in this,
warm in
I don't
here.
gotta sit in this hot ass studio with this
I have the
shitty
heat
ass
cranked.
hockey team on the TV.
I have the heat cranked. It was
Yeah.
cold earlier.
Oh my god, it was so warm in here yesterday or last night.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so warm.
Did you open a window? That was my
There
phone.
goes Karina's phone again.
We're just going to, if it already fell, gravity can't take it any further.
I got a new belt this week.
Joe got a new belt. It's really cool.
I mean, I was excited. I got to show you guys my old belt. You talk for a second. Hold on. Let me get this.
So Joe hasn't gotten a new belt in a while.
Yes, I have.
Oh, yes, he has, but it was a cheap belt. And it was really funny because he was trying to snap his belt like a whip for Whisper, and he couldn't figure out how to do it. It was really cute.
Oh, I've done it before. I just couldn't.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, anyway, so my last, not my last belt before this one, but the belt before this one, well, it lasted me years.
Yeah.
Years. And I finally was like, I need a new belt. And so I bought one from like Dollar General, and that one broke within like 3 weeks.
Because it's cardboard.
And then I bought one from Rite Aid, and this one's lasted me a bit longer, but this is what's left of it here. If you can see that. I don't know. Yeah,
There it goes. There it goes.
Anyway, so that's what's left of it. So I was like, I need a new belt. Like, this is literally hung on by like 8 threads here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need a new belt, and I went and I bought myself one of those ratchet belts.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually resized it today too.
Did ya?
Like, you're supposed to resize it when you first get it, and I'm like, nah, it fits. But it like barely fit. Like, it got to the last ratchet,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I need to cut this so it's like more, So like if I get, let's see, how would that work? If I got fatter or skinnier, I don't know. if I got skinnier, I wouldn't have to like do it. So I cut it down to like a 42, and
Okay.
so now it fits really well. So now if I get back into like exercising and actually lose this weight I'm trying to get rid of,
yoga.
yes, that I'm paying for and not using.
How much longer are you paying for it?
I think I just paid for it yesterday for a month. So, or a couple of days
You're
ago.
just burning money.
I am. But no, if I start losing weight, I can cut this belt down to size even
There you
further.
go.
Like it's like got it marked off where you cut for certain sizes. So
That's
it's like,
cool.
I'll cut this down to 42, and now it fits perfectly. So I have a subscription to DDPY. And I used to do it all the time. We used to have like an accountability kind of group with.
They had a buddy system.
We did. It was me, and it was Brian, it was Nick Landers, and it was Drew from The Long Cold Dark. The
Yeah.
4 of us, we would all, kind of keep each other in check and doing it. And then like once I got through like the first 13-week program or whatever, I kind of got lazy about it. And then I needed to cut back on money, and I was paying for the the app.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can't really pay. Oh, they scored. Holy
What?
shit. It's 1-0.
What?
They'll blow it.
It's only the first period, right?
They'll blow. Who
Yeah.
was it? Reinhardt
We're
got
like
that one? Looks like
10
Reinhardt.
minutes into the game. This means nothing.
I got a tweet.
You got a tweet?
I got a tweet, yeah.
Do we get to see Gritty today?
No, they're in Buffalo.
Oh, do we get to see Sabretooth today?
You might get... I haven't seen Sabretooth now that you mention it, but it looks like there's people in the stands. That might be cardboard cutouts, though.
Oh.
Actually, I have seen Sabretooth on his Twitter do
Does
stuff.
Sabretooth wear a mask?
No, I don't think so.
Come on, Sabers. Do better.
I pushed the 1-0. Oh, hold on. I got to do the emojis.
Emojis. What do you do?
So it is Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Okay, swords, a hockey stick, and a siren.
You're such a nerd.
And then 1-0. Buffalo. Hashtag let's go Buffalo. And then it adds the little Buffalo Sabres thing at the end.
You got to capitalize the Buffalo.
That's what I'm doing. Anyway, see? Little Buffalo Sabres thing at the end. And
Okay, that's cool.
I
That's
do
cool.
that for every Sabres goal, especially now that I'm home for all the games.
Yeah, and now that they
It's
don't
nice.
score.
Yeah. Yeah, well, anyway. But I had the DDP yoga DVDs, and once I got the subscription to the app, because the app would like keep track of your calories and tell you what workouts were next and everything.
That's cool.
I gave the DVDs to Meredith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I needed to cut back on money, so I stopped paying for I unsubscribed to the DDP app.
Yeah.
Now I have the subscription, which is basically you can watch all the workouts on demand. So there's the original set of DVDs, and then there's a second set of DVDs, and that's all on the subscription service, and it was all on the app. And the app they would have like live workouts and shit sometimes too, like that you could participate in. But we've got 25 seconds before we need to get out of here.
And I think what we really need to say is that our condolences go out to the Buffalo punk scene and all the friends and loved ones of Fago Mike. And if you guys want to make a contribution, we can help you. Just inbox us, check our Facebook,
shoot us a message, let us know. We'll get you that link on the Facebook. But this is Starjuice, and this song is called Spare Keys on All WNY. Think So Joe Show. We'll see you next week.